Hello everybody, welcome back to another 10 Storm Strength run. Let's spin the wheel and see what we get. We get the Snow People and Loki. Out of these heroes, Longshot is pretty good, but the 2 Shroom is not enough damage to really do anything, especially against the first boss, which will be when our hero choice will really matter. New Rod is good, effectively 16 health is really good, but I think I'm going to go Barrage because it's more fun. And we also got Loki as our pet. Now into the first battle. The goal in these first few battles is to get as high combos as possible so that I could get enough money for the first shot. So I'm gonna quickly get a nice combo here. Like so. I don't have anything to do, so I might as well buff the damage. And reroll. I'm actually going to wait a turn so that Loki winds up with my hero. So I'm just gonna place down the Woodhead for now. Place down Loki. I'm actually going to I'm not able to kill everything on the screen right now, but I might as well target the Porcupine so that it doesn't get to attack. Like so. Even though I didn't get a combo, I'm still going to be able to get a bit of money out of this goblin. And I'm just going to kill it. It'll be pretty difficult to get it with a combo. For this boss, I'm just going to not really think about it that much. I'm a bit unlucky, now I'll only be able to get a 3 times kill combo, but that is fine. Probably won't even be able to get it at that. And this is pretty sad. There's nothing I can really do. I don't mind taking hits since I'm about to win. Yeah, going into the first shot, or sorry, exiting the first section with 76 gold, that isn't bad. It's actually quite good. More than I expected I would have. The only things that I really need to get a gold border on in this deck are all either Vice or Shroom, so it doesn't really matter what I take here. I'm just going to take Nova because Nova's the most likely to be built into a fun strategy. And these items are good. Hopefully I get a more consistent companion, and for now I'll just take Pyro. See if I can get anything that supports either Spice or Block in after this battle. Might as well put her down, even though she's not really going to do anything. I'd like to save the Mimic to get a combo, however, my cooldown is very large with this hero. I'm just going to freeze everything. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get an easy combo here. Is going to hurt in the first shot, but that's fine. I'm gonna just tank the attack and hope I have an opportunity to get a combo later. Might as well place down Pyro, have nothing better to put down. I'm just gonna grieve out the Goblin. Don't really have anything good to do right now. Going to be able to sacrifice Loki to get a pretty nice combo here. I don't think I'll need him for the boss, so it doesn't really matter. Yep. And place down my Woodhead since I don't have anything better to do. I missed Pyro, but I don't think that really matters. And might as well boost Nova since she's about to attack. Might as well just start damaging the boss. I have nothing really better to do. It'd be a bit difficult to get a combo. I'm actually going to wait 1 turn before using any of my weapons because I don't want to hit Nova with the Frost. So I'm just going to reroll here. It's a bit unfortunate that that's what it hit. Just going to call the next enemy. That is completely fine. And that will actually give me a bigger combo. Okay, now I just win. Yep. And I'm going into the first shop with a decent amount of money. Might as well just take the nutshell cake. I am on this deck, which starts off with a really small hand size, so I'm going to be able to afford it in the late game. And I still need wart, so I'll just take him. Although I don't have anything to really support him yet. I could take the Bling Charm for the long-term investment, and the Goat Charm is really funny with Nova, if I'm able to set up that strategy. The Lumen Ring's also good, but I don't really have the money to get that as well. I'm actually just going to leave the Bling Charm because I don't have to worry about having to choose which companion that is going to carry my run yet. And I'm going to take the Goat Charm. Good thing I didn't take both the Goat Charm and the Bling Charm because I get the noomlin biscuit here. I wouldn't have been able to afford both the noomlin biscuit and the crown if I did. I'm actually going to swap out Nova for this fight only and replace her with Wart, just because I think he's a bit better against the first boss and I don't have anything to support either of them. First boss is the Infernoko, which is the easier of the two bosses, but the Trash Charm really hurts. Preferably, I would like to lumen the Sun Rod and drop down Loki first, because he actually does damage, and then Pyro. I'm gonna drop down to Woodhead because I don't have anything else really to do. That's actually fine that it hit that. It just puts me on a timer because I need to kill these enemies quickly before the second phase. I'm actually going to save the Woodhead to take a larger hit, and I might as well just use the Nutshell Cake since I have it. No point in really saving it. I'm actually going to call the enemies. Never mind, I can't. Keep on forgetting that I can't do that. I want to target the mini Mocha, so I'm just going to freeze the Porcupine. This attack deals 7 damage. It's going to send the boss into phase 2. That's not bad. Just going to start boosting my barrage since I don't really have anything else to do. Yep. And once again, I want to save my Woodhead until there's an actual threat that I have to deal with. I'm just going to reroll here. Nothing else I really want to do right now. I'm just going to noomlin the Sun Rod in case the fight goes on a bit longer and I need it. And I know it seems a bit silly, but I'm going to activate Pyra now so that I can use my hero to tank these attacks because everything that I have will die. And then I'm of course going to focus the top enemies since all the bottom enemies are going to die next turn. Don't want to deal unnecessary damage. And just freeze enemies so I don't have to deal with them. Get a combo if I freeze the Frostinger. Like that. Or take it out. And I do want to stop him from attacking as long as possible since he's very dangerous right now. I'm actually going to have to sacrifice Loki here, but that's fine. It's a bit unfortunate that none of the shroom hit the boss, but that doesn't matter since I just win this turn. And I don't really have to worry about sacrificing any of my companions since I don't have the Blood Bell on. And I get the Spark Charm and the Noomlin Sunbell. Let's see what this lands on. It's actually not bad. Hopefully I can get it onto one of my companions since there is the Spark Charm. Well, these two Scrappy Swords are linked, which kind of sucks. Now the question is, do I want to risk it for the chance of getting Breakfast Sunbell and the companion recall bell in order to pull off the strategy with Spark, and I think I do. However, I'm going to real quickly check and see if there is a card that is linked to both Scrappy Swords. And there is not. I have found that I could push the Sunrod Noomlin off to the Snowsnick, but that's not really worth it in my opinion. This is the price of getting the early Noomlin Sunbell. It will make the first few battles after this boss easier, but in the long run, having a Noomlin on the Scrappy Sword will hurt. Now I could take this Curse Crown and maybe be able to push the Scrappy Sword Noomlin off onto some other item, but then I'd pass up on possibly the best charm in the game. So I'm just going to take the Spark Charm. At least now that we got the early Noomlin Sunbell, I don't really have to worry about being forced to skip this shop, although being forced to skip a Muncher does kind of hurt. Now, as for which companion I want the Spark Charm on, I think the obvious choice would be Nova, but I'm going to wait and see which companions I get before committing. I'm just going to take Foxy in case I get a Mime Charm later on. And I get the Lumen Goop. Pimento could be good with Pyro, but right now I don't really have another companion that gives spice, so I think I'm going to switch Pyro out for Nova and just apply the Spark and Goat Charm right now. Just commit to it ahead of time. Although this does mean that the Sun Rod isn't going to be very helpful, but that's fine. I'm gonna crown Nova so that I can try and put a noomlin biscuit on her as soon as possible. Go into the first battle. And already you can kind of see just how incredibly powerful she is, even on her own. And I'm just gonna apply the nutshell cake just to get it out of my hand. Same with the woodhead. And I could just kill the Shell Witch right now. And because of Demon Eyes, I'm able to get a 2x combo. Not the best, but still fine. I have nothing better to do, might as well just freeze the Conquer. And hopefully now I get the Noomlin Biscuit, and I do. I'm just gonna kill the Conquer now. Place down my other companions. Yeah, like that. I'm actually going to recall Nova and reroll, and hopefully I can get Noomlin on her. And I do not get Noomlin right now. This prickle will trigger the block on Nova, so whenever I finally do place her down, it's going to probably kill everything on the screen. I'm gonna reroll. Hopefully I can get Noomlin and Nova, and I do not. This is fine. Just gonna use my Sun Rod and reroll. And I do finally get Nova and a Noomlin Biscuit. I'm gonna apply Noomlin and then player. I'm going to attack the prickle so that Nova doesn't die from the teeth. Just place her down. And got a nice combo from that. Of course, I'm gonna take her back and redraw. I do not get her. Might as well just use my Sun Rod, redraw again until I get her again. And I do. I can just play her. And I win. I have plenty of money, so I think I'm gonna go the Muncher and Charm here. Let's see if we can get any items to support it. And we do not. So I'm just gonna go Muncher here. We do want to keep the Scrappy Sword with the Noomlin on it. just because there might be some charm in the future that applying it to the scrappy sword might be a good idea. But yeah, the smaller hand size does mean that I will be more likely to get Nova. Our final hand setup right now will be 7 cards a turn if I count Nova, meaning that after the second boss, if I get the plus hand size, I will most likely just be able to draw her every turn. And if I get another Muncher, then I will, of course, be able to add more cards freely. But for now, let's see what charm we get. We get the Peppernut charm. We don't really have anything that this would be good pairing with. I'm actually going to take the crown off Nova so it's easier to put noomlin on her. Instead, just put my crown on Loki. This fight could be a bit scary since everything has a lot of HP. It could be a bit difficult to actually kill stuff with even with Nova. Of course, using the nutshell cake just to get it out of my inventory. I think I'm just gonna tank this hit with Loki and redraw. Hopefully I get, and I do not get what I'm looking for, which is fine. Just gonna place everything temporary down. Tank this hit with Wart, don't really need the health, and place down the Woodhead. Hopefully the Woolly Derek eats the Gromble. If not, that's completely fine. And I'm actually going to put Wart here so that it can target the Bigfoot. Go next, and I finally get Noomlin Biscuit and the Nova. And that is exactly what I want. Going to apply Noomlin to Nova. And start attacking. Just going to use this on Wart. Hopefully it hits both, and it does. Now both of these are effectively dead. I'm going to use my block on the Nova. I'm actually just going to boost Nova since I don't really have anything better to do. And I get a pretty nice combo here. Just take her back and redraw. I don't get her this time, but that's completely fine. Wasn't really expecting to anyways. Redraw again. And I get her again. I'm just gonna call this wave early. Pawpaw is really scary, but I should be able to take it out right now if I use my Sun Rod on my hero, like so. Just redraw my hero again. Doesn't really matter what I use Scrappy Sword on, doubt the damage will ever matter. Redraw. And now, next turn if I draw her, I just win. And I do. But it doesn't matter because of Spore. I don't really have anything that I want to copy. I kind of want to keep my deck as low as possible. I could be interested in getting another Noomlin Biscuit. I don't really want anything from the Gnome Traveler. I have plenty of money. So the choice really comes to between the Charm or the Shade Sculptor, and I think I'm just going to take the Shade Sculptor to get another Noomlin Biscuit. Don't really have any charms that I want to equip on it anyways. So I'm just going to do that. Now I don't really have to worry about getting the Breakfast Sunbell. And get the Lumen Vase. Now I can just instantly put Lumen on Nova, or Noomlin on Nova, and then I could get the Demon Heart here, and I think I do. Not because I'm going to use it or anything. Actually, I'm going to wait and see if I get any good charms before that. See if I get any Consume charms or anything useful like that. And I get a muncher charm, which is great. I think I'm just gonna hang a snow stick. Just completely remove that. And now my effective hand is 6 cards. When I take this, it'll be 7. I am missing out on the charm, but that's no big deal. Now, of course, I'm just gonna put strawberry charm on a nutshell cake. Just because if I put it on the noomlin biscuit, then I'm not going to be able to hit all of my companions, just my hero. And now let's go into the first boss. This is the easier boss, so not really worried. Now that I have this charm, now that I have this crown, I can instantly put noomlin on Nova. And I'm just going to clear my hand. Don't really have any items that I want to noomlin right now. I'm just going to use my nutshell cake now, just to get it out of the way. And just recall Nova, and then reroll. I do not get her, but that is fine. Probably should have split up the damage on that, but doesn't really matter. Take the hit with the woodhead. Freeze the shroom gobbler. And I'm just gonna have to just sacrifice Wart here. And hopefully I get Nova, and I do. Kind of sad that I have to sack him, but nothing I can really do. Now, instantly, all of my problems go away. Just gonna recall and reroll. Play her as much as possible. I don't get her. And have to sacrifice Loki here. Might as well just use the Sunrod. Won't really make a difference. And now my entire game plan is getting Nova, getting the Demon Heart kinda hurt. There's nothing I can really do about that right now. Reroll one more time. Face down Nova. I do have to sacrifice Nova right now. I think I have to use the noomlin like that. Kinda sad. Just kill you. Reroll. This is very close. I got very cocky in this run. It should be fine. Yeah, got very cocky. Closest that I've came to losing in a while, but should be fine here. This should be the gobbler. Not going to be able to attack by the time I kill the boss, though. Yep. And there we go. It's very close. Managed to get through that. Really glad I got the noomlin biscuit copied, because now I'm having to choose between the 3 bells that I need. Yeah, I'm of course going to choose the hand and recall. Now I can very easily do an infinite combo now with those spells. I do need to remove one card from my deck, and also my setup time is going to be quite high, but I think that's fine. I don't have anything to copy. I have plenty of money, might as well go Blink Snail Cave. Might take out Loki for this. Loki is just, right now, just another turn for setup. He won't really do anything for my combo, so I'm not even going to bother putting him in. I, right now, already have way too long of a setup. Let's go on to the next fight. Yep. This is also by far the easiest fight I could have gotten. Just because there's no smackback enemies, which makes this strategy work. I'm just gonna place all my setup cards down. And now with the redraw bell, or recall bell, I'm able to place her down as much as I want. Now I can also noomlin wart, so I can recall as much as I want. Right now. Yep. Now I don't get Nova, but that's fine. This is completely fine. I can just place them down and then recall. And now I guaranteed get Nova. Might as well send the next ones early since I don't really have any setups to do. And then I could just put them back and repeat the process. Yep. Got both of them. The scrappy sword actually somehow is helping against this fight by allowing me to damage block easier and continue going. It's pretty smooth. And because Spark is on Nova, these fights won't take a super long amount of time as they would if I got Spark on a companion that only did like 10 damage a turn, since she is against the final boss will be doing 18, which is pretty nice. Might as well call the next wave. Don't really have anything else to do besides just combo. Forgot this boss adds hot-headed to everything, so that's going to be a bit painful to deal with. I'm just gonna continue what I'm doing now. This isn't that big of a setback. Use the Sun Rod on Wart. Hopefully all the attacks land on the numbskull, and they do. Just gonna kill the burster right now, just so I don't ever have to deal with it again. I can't really tank hits from the numbskull. I'm just gonna go next anyways. Just gonna have Wart attack again. I can have him attack pretty much every turn. I do want to target this burster and just reroll. I am sacrificing the Woodhead because everything here does 4 damage, doesn't really matter. There's Sunrod Wart again. That's good. Doesn't really matter if Leon gets hazed since everything that I have is over free health. I am still gonna target the burster though. And reroll. Burster is now gonna die by the next time it attacks. Might as well just activate her just to get it out of the way early. That's probably the best thing she could have hit. Now I'm just gonna speed up killing the numbskull. I've won this fight, so yeah. Yep. Just apply some spore. And I think I win. Just re-roll twice. And I win. So much gold. I have a ridiculous amount of gold. However, I have to go Muncher here. So, I can afford to take an item here. I'm just going to take Heartforge since I think it's going to be easier to obtain. Gonna hang the Flame Water and the other Snow Stick. Right now, my setup will take 3 turns. 1 to put Noomlin on Wart, and then 2 more to use 2 of these consume items to get my hand down to 7 cards. However, I could instead put the crown on 2 of these items like so, and now my setup will only take 2, if I'm lucky. Although against the true final boss, there isn't really a difference between something taking 3 turns and taking 2 turns. I'm still only going to be attacked by enemies once, so I might as well just go with the more reliable 2-turn setup. I mean 3-turn setup. Yep, and onto the boss 3 just as a quick practice run for the true final boss. I did only get 2 crowns this game, which is pretty sad. And I forgot about the smackback. So, instead, I'm just gonna go for the 3-turn setup, and hopefully I'll be able to do something about smackback by the time I have to deal with it. It is a bit scary, but should be fine. And that's the smackback dealt with. It is going to get rid of the block, but I think that's fine. Yep, now I don't ever have to worry about smackback enemies again. Yes, I'll place down Heartforge since I have a turn to kill. Now I'm guaranteed to get the noomlin biscuit and wart. So now I pretty much win. I don't see how I could lose from here. Because I could just consistently play Nova over and over again. It is a bit sad that I wasn't actually able to get plus damage charm like I was hoping for before the final boss, but this is fine as it is. Won't actually take that long to do. Yeah. So in this video I am testing out different audio because in the last few videos the music has felt very grainy and along with the sound effects. So I am using a new microphone for my voice, and then I am going back in post and adding in music and just keeping the game on mute. So I've muted all of the music and I'm just playing with only sound effects, which is pretty strange, but it's gonna make the video sound a whole lot better. And because I'm worried about another smackback enemy appearing, I'm actually just gonna kill the Frost Guardian now. And then, if one appears, and none do, I would have been able to use the Sun Rod to and the next Scrappy Sword to take it out. But since nothing appears, I don't have to worry about that. I know there is at least one more smackback, that can appear. I don't know if it's guaranteed or not. But Frost Guardian will be dead before it can come out, so I'm gonna kill the Winter Worm before placing down Nova. I think so. Pretty much won this battle. Yeah. Is there anything I can do to lose? Could deal 3 more damage here. Yep. And that's this fight down. ×8 combo. It's pretty rare that you see that. None of these bells are really helpful. Don't need to fellowship bell since I'm only playing with 2 companions. Time bell's just useless. So is the Infinity Sun Bell as well. Sun Bell of the Bell's nice in case I get really unlucky where something unexpected happens. I can just take this and it'll save a turn. Might as well just take that bell. I am just going to take the guaranteed free turn setup as opposed to the risky 2-turn setup and go into this next boss. The Frost Bomber has trash, which is a bit scary, but I don't think I will ever have to worry about that. Yep. Now, I did not get the noomlin biscuit. I placed down the wood head to take the hit from the Frost Junker, and then give my hero more health. So that next turn, I should be able to, unless I get really unlucky and I don't, be able to just put my noomlin biscuit on wart and I've won. Yep. Because I draw my entire hand out. There is now no way I can lose. And because I'm playing with Nova, this fight shouldn't take as long as some fights that I've experienced. The back 2 are almost dead already, which is really good. Yep. This is the last video of this style that I am planning to do. So I'm just doing them to get more familiar with making content so that the actual good content will actually be worth watching. And the next video that I want to make is I want to see if I can beat the game without adding any external items into my hand. I don't know how difficult it will be since I haven't really looked into it ahead of time, but that video will probably showcase multiple runs and might be a series that goes on for multiple videos at a time. I don't know yet. Yeah, this run is... Nova is insanely powerful with this strategy. If I were doing any other companion, I would still not even been defeated one yet. But yep, 3 more turns. Here we go. Didn't even use the Lumen Vase throughout the entire of this run. And that's game. It ended with a ton of gold. 762. Yep. Managed to get 4 gold card frames in this run. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe.